Good evening and a warm welcome. You're tuned in to eNCA, broadcasting live from Johannesburg. I'm Poppie Mphuthing. Many thanks for watching. In your top story, we start with fresh claims of political violence in Zimbabwe. A senior MDCT official and his wife have been brutally attacked. John Kennard was bludgeoned with iron bars and his wife had her arm broken. Please be warned, this report contains content of a graphic nature.
Look at them. They were very young guys. The one man was wearing a ZANU-PF bandana, which I must have grabbed or knocked off in the struggle.
Serious allegations there. Let's get you some more on that story. Joining me live on the line now from Harare is Ben Mphuthing. He's from the SADC Tribunal Watch. Good evening to you, Ben. Thanks for being with us. What evidence is there that this attack was politically motivated?
Well, John and Jackie have been very involved with the movement for democratic change right the way from its inception.
Good evening to you, Minister. Tell us, what's the significance of KLM's return to Zimbabwe?
Well, KLM is coming back 13 to 14 years after its departure from our landscape and our skyline here. So its re-entry obviously is an endorsement for everything that is happening in the country. For us, it's a brand endorsement.
President Mugabe has had a rather controversial stance against Westerners for quite a few years now. Does this new opening up of space mean Zimbabwe is willing to partner with the West now in a progressive and sustainable way? For many of us, blood donation is a daunting idea. And for many others, it hasn't even crossed our minds. But consider this, when you make the choice to donate, you also make the choice to save a life. What do you believe is motivating the legal challenge that Mr. Nyamwasa have his refugee status in South Africa revoked?
I believe what is motivating the legal or the case against Nyamwasa is totally a political vendetta by President Kagame.
Davin, I'd like to just turn to you again. As you heard our guest, Mr. Ntwali, he seems convinced that President Paul Kagame is conducting a vendetta against Fosa Nyamwasa. But of course, as a legal expert, you wouldn't have any interest in that kind of vendetta. So more specifically, what is it that you think Nyamwasa has done? What evidence is on the table that says he should no longer have refugee status?
There's evidence from the Spanish authorities, French authorities, and there's a clear violation of the refugee framework within South Africa.
Behind the scenes, it's here that designers from across the continent and the diaspora prepare to show the world the allure of Africa. Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week Africa is, of course, about celebrating and showcasing Africa's top designer talents, their style, and, of course, their glamour. But it's also about spotting and investing in the next generation of homegrown talents. And after the blood, sweat, and stitches, a runway spectacular finale for Wethive Nkosi. Poppie Mphuthing, Johannesburg. The Nigerian army claims it's uncovered a terror plot. It says Boko Haram sect members have hired mercenaries and are allegedly planning coordinated attacks during an important Muslim holiday.
Nigerian Muslims are preparing for Eid al-Adha. It's meant to be a joyous celebration. But this year, the army's warning of a terror plot in the country's northeast.
Right, let's take you closer to this story now. Joining us live on the line from Lagos, our West Africa Bureau Chief, Kwangu Liwewe. Good evening to you, Kwangu. So the military is claiming there's a plot. Is this just an excuse for the security forces to again trample on basic human rights?
Well, Poppy, it does come as a surprise that the Joint Task Force made this announcement, and some analysts we spoke to earlier on today, they're questioning the rationale behind this and wondering why the military didn't issue more specific warnings, such as to tell people which places to avoid.
Like to give us your feedback, any comments, suggestions on any of the bulletins you've seen, any story ideas you may have for us. You can drop us an email, newsroom@enca.com, or you can of course call us +27 831 222. Well, that is a wrap from us for now. We would of course be back with you at the top of the hour with more news updates. Do join eNCA. Then cheers for now. Bye-bye.